This is the Under the Ring Report. And now, the only wrestling podcasting host in the world who can slap a tornado and dry up the sea, John the Flesh Wound and Cousin Tom.
And welcome back, wrestling fans, to the Under the Ring Report. Tom, welcome back. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. Looking forward to this show.
I bet you are. I thought you were going to cry the other day, though.
Why is that?
Well, because I tried my damnedest to get us tickets to see All Out. Because we did get lucky last year and got to see All In.
That's true.
The demand is so much more now. I mean, when I logged in about half an hour before the show, or before the tickets went on sale, and I think I was number 13,000. And the wait was over an hour. And I was like, well, I'll leave it on in the background, but considering there's only 10,000 seats, I don't see this happening.
Yeah, I remember you sent me a text and I was at work and I looked at it. You asked if I was trying. It's like, well, and it worked, so I wasn't really able to. And I kind of had a feeling we weren't going to have a chance.
Well, and that's
to say that.
Yeah, and that is, I am glad to hear that things are going so well for them right now. And, it's 15 minutes, the show sold out. But maybe down the line, hopefully they'll be looking at buying some bigger arenas. Right now, you're setting yourself up for a lot of success. When you're only trying to fill a 10,000-seat arena and you do it in 15 minutes, there's some downsides, too. Because, unfortunately, half an hour later, there was probably over 250 seats or more on StubHub with prices that have been, a $30 seat was now going for $190. So, that's going to be no matter what you get involved with, unfortunately. It's going to happen. But, yeah, I was kind of upset because, you know what? Yeah, it would be great to go back to Chicago and celebrate after 1 year and see the crowning of the new AEW champion. But, hey, I'll watch it on pay-per-view. I'll cheer for him. I guess I'll be saving a little money, so that'll be all right.
Yeah, I was, like I said, at the back of my mind, I was thinking there's no way we're going to get lucky 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
But I'm saying with you, I would have loved to have been there live to see the champion crown and just to see everything where they've come from and what they're doing. That would have been really cool. But you know what? I'm going to watch Fyter Fest free next
baby.
Weekend
on
the live stream. So I'll watch that. And I'm going to watch. Shoot, I read just the other day there was more demand for All Out, or just as much demand than there was for the last WrestleMania.
Well,
that's pretty impressive.
Well, and it goes back to what I said before. When you only have a small amount of seats available for people, and you know what? It's a groundswell. Everybody wants to be involved because you know how much we talked about it leading up to last year and then going to All In and StarCast and how much we talked about it afterwards. Every person who didn't get a shot, we heard from those people. There was a friend of yours who even talked about who couldn't get tickets, but he got a day pass just so he could go to StarCast and kind of feel the vibe of being there. Right. And, I think that was what a lot of people, they just wanted to be somewhere near and feel some kind of attachment. And in a way, I feel good because, truthfully, All Out looks like a good card. But personally, All In was a fucking incredible card because, yes, we're going to see a crowning of a new champion, but we also got to see guys like Okada. We got to see your boy, Marty. We got to see a mixture of Ring of Honor and New Japan guys and also some Impact guys all meshed together on one show. And this is going to be straight up all elite wrestling talent. So, in that way, if I can't go, at least I got to go to the first one, and I'm still pretty proud that we got to do that.
Yeah, well, and to top all that off, when they do have the show, I'm just going to go in the closet and pull out my Flip Gordon All Out Party T-shirt. Because we were
we were the original All Outers, baby.
That's right. We were the originals. We went to All In and All Out. So I guess they should call it All Out 2.
Yeah. So far, I know you've been keeping up on all the news. What has been most impressive for you so far?
To me, the swell around John Moxley.
Okay.
Just his promos that he's done, the videos that he's released, and now everyone is just taken to him. I haven't really seen any negative comments after the videos. Like the last one he released that he cut on Joey Janela gonna face. Everybody was like, now see, WWE, this is what happens when people are allowed to be themselves and not have people write their words for them, which is exactly what it is. I mean, that I like. I like seeing that because that reminds me of the old school promos when the guy yelling at the TV, you actually felt like he was, that was him yelling at the TV.
Hell yeah, yeah. You could feel.
I'm trying to remember 30 words that I don't normally use in my normal vocabulary.
You could tell what he was talking about. He had real emotion about what he was talking about.
Yeah, it was real, and that's the whole selling point of all this is sell the realism, so people will buy into the part that isn't. And when you do it well, that's when you get some crazy matches that people talk about 20 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is huge. Just how far the former Dean Ambrose has come and just being released from WWE, just on like social media, just reactions of people, or him popping up at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view, and then what he did at the end of that, and then throwing Kenny Omega off those giant poker chips, and it's like, yeah, that's that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing, ain't it? Well, and what's funny too is because there was a little bit of people out there a little pissed off the last couple of days, if you didn't notice too, because New Japan announced that he would not be in Dallas for the G1. So they were all upset and pissed off. There was people that were pissed off at All Elite Wrestling because of that. Because the thing of it is All Elite Wrestling has to protect their interest in the United States and also their interest with TNT. So part of his contract allows him only to wrestle in New Japan in Japan. So I don't see anything wrong with it. No one should be pissed at either side. But until the two organizations figure out a way to work together, All Elite Wrestling's got to protect itself, because you don't want a great match of John Moxley showing up on New Japan's in Dallas and showing up on Access TV in America. That pretty much goes totally against what you're trying to do and build your own federation up. And I'm totally with that. I had no problem when this stuff came out. I was like, people need to get over themselves and relax. If all goes well, I'm going to guess in probably a year or so, once AEW actually establishes its TV and stuff, I would not be surprised at all to see New Japan and them working together. Because Ring of Honor is a complete clusterfuck right now. And unless something changes, there's got to be a point where New Japan decides to not work with them anymore. And I can see that door opening up then for AEW.
Yeah, because you've already worked with all that talent. So you know what you're getting if you bring them back in.
Well, hell yeah. I mean
that's a no-brainer. It's like you got guys that are top of their profession.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. If you're New Japan and you want to get a foothold in America, wouldn't you rather have the chance to put an Okada or someone like that on TNT wrestling on a Tuesday or Wednesday night versus someone
from Sinclair Broadcasting?
Yeah, no shit. I mean, if I look at that right there, I'm like, it'll get worked out, folks. It'll happen. Don't be too upset, but it'll happen. This last weekend, too, I don't know if you caught it at all, but I did watch AAA's pay-per-view they did and watch the Young Bucks take on the Lucha Brothers. Another great match.
I didn't get a chance to catch it. I wish I had.
It was free on Twitch, dude.
I know, but I wasn't home.
I watched that, and it was another great match. Sammy Guevara was on there, too, and I watched his match. But it's the the craziest thing of all, and I think you saw on Twitter, Aerostar tried to freaking kill himself from this move he did.
I saw that.
Holy shit.
This move.
But if you have not watched any of AAA's stuff, you should. it's such a different style, and they run their shows such a different way. It opens you up to a whole different world of watching, instead of watching American wrestling or even watching Japanese wrestling. So if you get a chance, check out AAA, see what you think about it, and you know, maybe maybe you might be able to go back and watch the replay and let me know what you think of it, because I'd like to chat with you a little bit about how the styles differ so much.
Yeah, I follow most of the talent. Like, I know who a lot of the people are for AAA.
You've seen them on Lucha Underground and stuff like that, and a lot of them show up on
Sure.
Impact Wrestling too.
Yeah, and so, you know, I'm familiar with the product. I just missed out on this one. I was gone. I wasn't able to get a chance to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I did see one of the big, I don't know if it was a big to-do, but the fan grabbing Scarlett.
Yeah, that was kind of disturbing.
Yeah, and she had a thing, I guess it was yesterday on Twitter. She came out and talked about it a little bit and thanked the other female wrestler that was with her for backing her up. She was so in the moment, she didn't realize really what had happened until she went back and watched the match.
Well, and you know what? That's sad, because what that does, it gives fans a bad name. You know, when you're at the goddamn show, act like you're a fucking adult. Would you do that out on the street? If a woman bumped into you, would you grope her? Just because you paid a ticket doesn't give you the right to do whatever the hell you want.
When I go to a show, I have the right to cheer.
Yep.
To boo.
Yep.
If I'm a kid, I hold up a sign.
Yep.
Other than that, that's about it. Take some pictures with your phone. Back in the day, it was the Polaroids or the little 35 millimeter disposable cameras, whatever. Never in a million years do I think, oh, I better grab that person's arm or
even some of the other shit that's been going on where you've got fans bad mouthing the wrestlers, and I mean not just regular bad mouth, but just going over the top when you're calling women the C word and things like that. You know what? It's okay to jaw with a wrestler and do this, but you know what? There's also a point that you don't have the right to just go over the top and do something like that. You're there to enjoy the show. You're not fucking part of the show. That's the thing.
When I heard about it, like I said, I didn't get to see the pay-per-view, but then I saw the clip on Twitter, and like you said, that was disturbing and creepy, and it's a wonder one of those if they'd been anywhere else, I think one of the wrestlers would have beat the snot out of him at ringside.
Yeah, you're probably right. But, yeah, not a good scene at all for fans. And, I mean, just enjoy the damn show. These people put up with enough stuff. And you know what? The last thing they need is for some dumbass, handsy idiot out there trying to get a cheap feel.
Well, and you know, if the wrestler leans against the railing and you want to pat him on the back,
that's fine.
That's been accepted for 40 years or more. You know, that's normal. High five a guy when he goes by. If he'll high five you back, whatever. But don't be trying to grab people and hold them. I mean, come on.
No, that's
a little bit of class.
It takes a special kind of sicko to do shit like that. And, you know, hopefully he gets his. That's all I got to say. Hopefully he gets his.
Yeah.
But yeah, the AAA thing, I watched a little bit of that match, too, from the night before. And those are always pretty good.
Now, I did catch the replay of Dominion on Access.
Oh, finally they played that. Okay.
And I got the Kevin Kelly commentary.
Okay. What matches did they show?
The ones I watched, it was the Osprey. Osprey and Dragon Lee.
Yep.
For the junior, like light junior heavyweight title. I can't remember what it was. But
I got you.
So I watched that, and then it was I got Okada and Jericho, the Painmaker.
Nice.
And so I got to watch both of those. So I was happy. I missed it, and I like Osprey. I mean, he's.
And you know what?
WWE fans know of Ricochet, but a lot of them don't know about Will Ospreay. He's just as good.
And I will say this: New Japan is so much more interesting when Kevin Kelly is doing the play-by-play. I mean, JR is good, and I'm going to just kind of branch off this just a little bit. I bashed on JR a lot when he was doing New Japan, but you know what? After listening to his podcast and him talking about it, I understand why. When you're stuck in a little recording studio and you don't have the action in front of you, it's hard to get. It's hard to get into that moment, and you're reading just lines. And you know what? No wonder it came off flat and like he didn't give a shit. He was getting paid to come in and sit in there and do his thing because you know what? That JR compared to the one that did Double or Nothing, those were two different guys. Totally. He actually was excited, had fun. So I mean, I'm going to give him a little slack. But Kevin Kelly, he is the voice of New Japan, and you've got to hear him call a match before you can really, truly appreciate what New Japan is doing.
No, I agree. I agree. And the Okada-Jericho match, loved it. I really like what Jericho's doing.
Nice.
Especially when he's in Japan. He's full-on heel.
Well, he
fingers waving, stealing the camera, all the same bits.
Yep.
And, he had a little, after the bell, instead of them giving their interview, he beat the crap out of Okada again, put the chair on his neck and slammed him into the ring post. And so, yeah, they're going to keep him around a while in New Japan. That's not the last you've heard of Jericho over there. He's going to pop back over.
Well, I mean, you might as well get the shot of wrestling as many of those top talents as you can and have a little fun with it. What the hell? So,
by the time the spot plays, Fyter Fest will have happened. But I'm also looking forward to Fight for the Fallen because there's a really special match there I'm kind of interested in seeing.
The tag match, it's going to be interesting to see the Bucks versus Cody and Dustin. And see if Cody and Dustin can tell another story, because this is going to be the tell for me, because the Bucks are pretty much spot fest wrestlers. You know what I mean? That's their deal. They hit spot after spot after spot. Cody and Dustin are not that. They're storytellers like their dad. So I'm going to be interested to see how these guys come together and what happens, because if they can tell a story with this, I'm going to just go, wow, because the story that Dustin and Cody told at Double or Nothing, hands down, probably one of the best. And it wasn't the best technical match. It was the best storytelling match I've seen in ages. And that's probably since I'm going to say early 90s, WCW and WWE, because back when they would tell real stories besides all the crazy stuff, it's been a long time since you've had that. And I thought they did a great job in that aspect. I mean, the wrestling was okay.
Yeah, that match was great. And the old adage, a little red equals a little green.
That was a lot of fucking red.
Oh, yeah. It still
Jesus
holds up.
Criminy. I kept waiting for someone to come out and go, red rum, red rum.
Yeah. It made me think of the JBL Eddie Guerrero match when he bladed and he hit the artery, and it was like a fountain squeezing. Like you could see the blood coming when his heart rate pulsed.
yeah. You hit the wrong place when that happens. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But you know what? It was nice. I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm just begging for blood in every match, because I'm not. But when it happened and they just kept wrestling through it, that brings the realism into it.
I agree.
That's what I like.
And not the, oh, wait, we got to pan the cameras away, or we got to turn it black and white, or whatever, or we got to stop the match and get someone to fix him. I'm with you. You know what? We're all... The problem of it is with wrestling, and as you said earlier, the real factor is part of the reason that you enjoy wrestling is you can pick and choose what you want to watch and not watch. And back in the day, if Ric Flair bloodied himself into a red pulp and you wanted to watch it, you could. WWE has gotten to the point now where they've decided to censor and neuter wrestling on their own and not give you the choice. And I think it was refreshing, maybe a little uncomfortable at the beginning, but it was very refreshing to see that amount of blood and not them stop or freak out or do anything else. Because at first you're like, oh shit, is he okay? What's going on? And then after a couple of minutes, you're like, oh shit, this is part of the stuff I've always enjoyed about wrestling. And I forgot about it because it's been gone for so long. And I think that's the thing right there.
Their dad, when he wrestled, he bled like a stuffed pig all the time.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I mean, it was nothing for a Dusty Rhodes match to have blood in it. So that was definitely a throwback to their father, which I appreciated, because I can remember a lot of his matches where he'd be bleeding, and just like the way Dustin was. So yeah, it was like you said. There was an incident that just happened last night before Raw. They were taping some main event stuff before Raw went on the air, and I guess Dana Brooke got thrown into a corner post and busted her head open, and they stopped it and sent her in the back.
Yep, and there's the problem, yeah. Because back in the day, woman or man, they would have let you wrestle and do your thing. And I think now they think that wrestling fans are so fragile and dumb, I think, that they forget why they tune into wrestling. You know, and you know, I don't need to be censored. I don't need them to decide what's good for me, because it's very evident by their ratings that they don't know what the fuck I want. so you know, that's it. And that's why I'm glad there's a different thing there to watch. And Fyter Fest giving it away for free is awesome. I'm looking forward to this. And like I said, it's not a major pay-per-view for AEW, but at least it's going to be a way to get more eyes on the show. I'm liking what they're doing, and I'm really looking forward to that October date when the shows actually start kicking in. Because it's going to be, I'm finding myself caring less and less about watching the weekly shows on WWE. I mean, I tuned in Monday night for a couple minutes just because I saw Gallows and Anderson trending. And then I was very upset that I did tune in, because it was a waste of my damn time. Didn't tune into SmackDown at all because I don't care. So that's it in a nutshell. AEW, I think, is going to be able to rekindle my love for professional wrestling, because it's been a while, man. WWE has really done a number on it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was home last night. We watched Captain Marvel.
See, there you go.
We didn't even turn it on. So
I don't blame you one bit. It just gets to that point. You're like, yeah, thanks, bye. So, but
yeah.
Anyway, we'll wrap the show up, and fans out there, check out AEW, give them a shot, see what you think about it. We will talk here in a couple weeks after everything has happened, and we'll give you our thoughts on Fyter Fest and what's coming up here on the Under the Ring Report.
This is Mr. Anderson, and you are listening to the Under the Ring Report.
Follow the Under the Ring Report on Twitter at UTRR Podcast. You can subscribe to the Under the Ring Report on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher, or visit undertheringreport.com. Thanks for listening to the Under the Ring Report.